Hi everybody, today I'm making this video about the injuries. I hope you enjoy it. An injury is damage to the body caused by an external force. And there are many types of injuries, but today we're focusing on the sport injuries. There is a chance of injury whenever you exercise. Your chances of injury increase if you exercise often. You should watch for warning signs of injury. Swelling, bruising, and pain are signs that you can be hurt. But how can we truly identify that we are injured? You should not experience pain when you exercise. Pain is an indication of injury. Here are some common warning signs of injury. These are sharp pain, tenderness in a single area, swelling, muscle weakness, and a reduced range of motion around the joint. Don't mistake muscle soreness for an injury. Muscle soreness is achiness that happens a day or two after hard exercise. It is normal. Muscle soreness usually goes away the next time you exercise, but pay attention to muscle soreness that turns into sharp pain. Next, we have the overtraining. Most adults need to exercise at least 3 or 5 times a week. However, some people exercise too much. Overtraining is a condition that happens when you exercise too much. These are signs that you are overtrained. You feel tired all the time, you aren't doing as well during games and practice, you are less interested in the activity, or you start making excuses to avoid the practice. There are two types of common injuries, the acute injuries and the chronic injuries. Strains, sprains, and fractures are three of the acute injuries. A strain happens when a muscle or tendon is overstretched or torn. Sprains happen when a joint is twisted suddenly, and fracture is a cracked or broken bone. You should report an acute injury to your parents or your teachers right away. You may need to see a doctor. And the other ones, the chronic injuries. Not all the injuries happen suddenly. A chronic injury is an injury that develops over a long time of period. Two examples of chronic injuries are stress fractures and tendinitis. A stress fracture is a tiny fracture and tendinitis is an irritation of the tendon. Your doctor should treat chronic injuries. He or she may ask you to do a special exercise, but the treatment for chronic and that works better is the rest. As you may know, the people who are most exposed to the injuries are the athletes. And the most common sports where we can see injuries are basketball and soccer. But obviously, there is one more and even dangerous sport, wrestling. And here are some examples of injuries that you can suffer: broken noses, dislocated arms and shoulders, concussions, knockouts, and these types of injuries can only be prevented by one way, and that way is to don't practice extreme sports. But other types of injuries can be prevented by two things that we saw on the last video. These things are strength and flexibility. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for your attention.